Hello everyone, welcome to the Byte Nexus Tech. In the last video, we understood how Linux works internally, how application talks to the kernel, and how the system is structured. If you have not watched that video, I recommend watching it first. So now in this video, we are going to understand something like very important, that is Linux file system. And trust me, once you understand this, your Linux foundation becomes very strong. So let's start. So guys, think of like when you open a Windows, you see something like C drive, D drive, E drive, right? So everything is divided like this. And but Linux, there is no C drive, no like D drive or E drive. So instead, you see something like this. There will be slash, then under it there will be directories, etc, home, like this. Okay, so guys, question here is why Linux designed like this. So let's understand it step by step. Okay, so first I would like to explain difference between Windows and the Linux. Okay, so in the Windows we will be having multiple drives, right? Let's say C drive, D drive. So basically C drive used for OS and D drive used for some data, right? There will be some separate partitions, right? So likewise in Linux, here if you see there will be individual directories and individual path. Okay, but the Linux there will be single starting point. Okay, so and here everything will be connected. Okay, and everything under one root. Okay, one root which we saw in the last slide. Slash is the symbol for that. So I will just draw so that you will understand. In the Windows we will be having like C, D, E, which is separate, but in the Linux there will be one root, and then under it there will be like bin, etc, home, like this. We will be having many folders. Okay, so and everything will be connected to one root, and it everything starts from the slash symbol. Okay, so guys, I hope you understood what is this root. So basically it is called a root directory, and it is starting point of entire system in the Linux. Okay, so I will give one example. Let's say you have one home directory. Under it you have something, your name. Here you have your files, right? So here it is starting from slash, and it goes to home, then again it goes to byte nexus tech, then file opening. So guys, everything is starting from slash here. And there is one more important thing to understand. We have slash and we have also slash root. Okay, so we have to understand what is the difference between these two, right? So slash is basically top of entire system. Okay, root is, guys, like it's a normal directory which is created uh, from this main root. Okay, so if we see, this is home directory. Okay, home directory for root user, basically an admin. Okay, so in under, let's say under slash, there will be let's home, and there will be root. So home is for normal user and the root is for admin. Okay, so guys, now I would like to explain the complete file system structure. Okay, how we have divided the many directories based on the functionalities. So let's draw the tree now. So under tree, we have first one is, let's say, bin. Okay, and then we have something called etc, then we have something called home directory, then we have user directory, right? And then we have where, then we have temp directory, right? So first we will understand this six first, then I will explain remaining. So these all are comes under main root. Okay, basically slash bin slash etc slash home, like that. Okay, so basically bin means what it contains. So bin contains the basic commands. So guys, there will be many Linux commands we have. Let's say ls to list the files. Okay, then we have copy and we have move. So there are several commands, built-in commands, which we have that are stored in the bin directory. Okay, so think of it like a toolbox. So this bin directory is like a toolbox. Then we have a etc. Okay, etc contains the configuration files. So guys, configuration files means like it contains some settings like user settings, network configs, and system settings. Okay, and here you will be having DNS resolver configs. So there will be many configs things present in the etc files. So this you can call it has a control center of the system. So from this all configuration gets happens. Okay, so next we have a home directory. So home directory is like a your personal space. You can call it like your personal space. So example I already given you. Under root there will be home. Under that you will be having your own space. Let's say I will create byte nexus tech, right? Under here you will be having files, right? Your files or a documents, etc. So this is like your personal room. So guys, next we have a user. So user, it contains installed programs. So like applications, libraries, or a shared files. So guys, this is the place where most of the software lives. Okay, and then we have a variable data. So variable data in the sense it contains, let's say, logs, cache things, and some system data. Okay, so guys, these are like the data which keeps changing. These are not constant things, these are changing. Okay, so next we have a temp, which is to store the temporary files. Okay, these are like temporary when you do some system reboot or some factory reset, so the files content in this directory will be erased. Okay, so this you call it as a temporary working table. Okay, so next we'll see some more directories. So next we have a most important one, dev. So guys, in the Linux devices are treated as files only. So interesting, right? So basically hard disk, USB, keyboard, so all like hardware things exist like a files only in the Linux. Okay, so guys, in the Linux even hardware is also exist like a files only. Please remember this point. Then we have a proc. So this is the special folder which we have. So this will gives live system info, provides live system info, like how much CPU got used, CPU usage, and memory, how much memory is consumed, and processes, threads, etc., etc. This we will understand thoroughly in upcoming videos. Okay, so this you think of like a live dashboard. Okay, so next we have a boot directory. This folder contains the files which are required for system start. Think of like a for starting the kernel or a bootloader, etc. Right, this you can think like a starting engine for the files. So next we have a lib directory, so which contains libraries basically. So guys, libraries in the sense it has a shared code used by the multiple programs. So basically there will be some common code used by the multiple apps, right? So then we will be having OPT. OPT is a optional. It has a optional softwares. Okay. Optional software means manually there will be installed apps or some extra software location. You can call it like that. So then we have a SRV, which means service related data. So guys, these files are used by the servers. So these are used in the servers environment. Okay. So As I explained in the last video, by taking this Chrome, right? When we click the Chrome, how internally works in the system, right? So same example I am taking. When we click on the Chrome, how the files gets used. So when you click on the Chrome, first it will take program, right? Program required, right? To execute program from user directory. Then it takes settings, configuration things from etc, right? Then it takes data from home directory, right? Then hardware files, hardware required files via any guess dev, right? So this is how kernel manages everything. So now guys, the very important to understand in the Linux is that in Linux everything, sorry guys, everything is treated as a file. Okay, there will be normal files, device related files, process related files, etc. Right? So the summary is, today we learnt about like Linux uses the single root that is denoted by slash, right? And there will not be any C or a D or any drives, and everything is connected to one single parent, right? And each folder has its specific role. And we saw what is the difference in the slash or a slash and the slash root. And we saw this file system supports entire operating system, right? So guys, I have few questions for you people. Just answer it in the comments. So first one is difference between slash and the slash root. Second, why does Linux not use C or a D drives? And one more question is, which folder stores user personal files? So guys, I hope you understand about how this Linux file system tree structure, how it is divided, and how files mapped, and what is the role of each directories. So in the next video, instead of directly jumping into processors threads, we will first understand something which is like basic commands and the Linux terminal basics and some permissions and some package manager things, because without that next topics will be bit difficult. Thank you guys, thank you for watching the video.